Hey there! In this explainer, we're going to walk you through a super practical guide to help you get through your school day in English with a ton of confidence. We'll cover all the key phrases you'll need from the minute you walk in the door to when that final bell rings.
Okay, let's be real. Does the idea of speaking English in class make you kinda nervous? Trust me, that's a totally normal feeling. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you're gonna have a whole toolkit of phrases to handle pretty much any situation.
All right, so let's start right at the beginning, when you first arrive in the classroom. This first chat, no matter how small, is super important because it really sets a friendly, positive vibe for the rest of the day. It all starts with something this simple. A polite good morning teacher is the perfect way to say hello. It's clear, it's friendly, and honestly, you just can't go wrong with it.
Now, notice what the teacher does. They don't just say good morning back, they usually ask how you are, inviting a little bit of conversation. That's a really great sign that you're in a friendly, welcoming classroom.
And your response is just as easy and polite. I'm fine, thank you is the classic answer, and it's perfect. If you want to switch it up a little, you could also say, I'm doing well, thank you. Either way, it completes the greeting perfectly. Okay, so you've said your hellos. Let's move into the lesson itself. This is where some really key conversations happen, especially when you need a little help or you need to ask for permission to do something.
Oh man, we have all been here, right? You're staring at a worksheet, and a question just makes absolutely no sense. The worst thing you can do is just sit there in silence. The best thing? Speak up.
The very first step is just to state the problem. There is absolutely no shame in saying this. In fact, teachers want you to tell them when you're stuck. It's the only way they know how to help you learn.
So after you've said you're stuck, you can follow up by directly asking for some help. This is a great question because it's polite and it shows you're actually trying to understand the work. And you know what? A good teacher is almost always going to answer positively, just like this. When they ask you to be more specific, that's your cue to point to the exact part of the problem that's confusing you. All right, here's another super common one. You need to step out of the room for a minute. Instead of just getting up and walking out, it's really important to politely ask for permission first. This phrase right here is the gold standard for asking permission. And here's a little pro tip for you. Using may I is a bit more formal and correct than can I. Why is that? Well, can I is about your ability to do something, while may I is about asking for permission. It's a small change, but it really shows you have a great handle on polite English. And the teacher's response will probably be simple and to the point. Yes, you may. It's just a clear sign that your polite request has been heard and approved. Let's switch gears a little and talk about managing your schoolwork, especially homework. To be a really successful student, you've got to know your deadlines.
This is such a crucial question. Asking, when is the homework due, is direct, it shows your teacher you're responsible, and it's something you should probably get in the habit of asking for every single assignment.
And you'll get a nice specific answer like, it's due on Friday. That clarity is exactly what you need so you can plan your time and get your work done without any last-minute stress. So what's really cool about all these interactions is that they're built from just a few key expressions. Let's pull them all together into a simple little communication toolkit that you can use for almost anything. Think of these four as your secret weapons for classroom communication. Excuse me is how you politely get your teacher's attention. May I is for respectfully asking permission. I don't understand is that brave phrase that opens the door to getting help. And of course, thank you is the simple, powerful way to show you appreciate it. Master these four and you can build all sorts of conversations. So, you've made it through the whole day. You greeted your teacher, you participated, you handled your assignments. Now there's just one last important thing left to do. Just like you started the day with a polite hello, you should end it with a polite farewell. A simple goodbye, teacher, is the perfect way to wrap up the day on a positive and respectful note. And your teacher will say goodbye right back, often with a warm see you tomorrow. This little exchange just nicely closes out the day and strengthens that positive relationship you started building in the morning. And there you have it. You now have a complete set of dialogues to handle your school day with total confidence. But, the real challenge isn't just knowing these phrases, it's using them. So take a second and think, which one of these are you going to try first?